Nigeria is faced with a very difficult security challenge. My prayer is that God will help us as a nation, and God will give our leaders the wisdom on how to tackle this security challenge. But there's also a concern I want us to also look at. If attention has not been drawn to that, let's look at it in this way. There's a lot of division between the South and the North. There's a lot of division between ethnic groups in Nigeria. There's a lot of division between the Christians and the Muslims in Nigeria, and we've never had this kind of records. I think this is the most critical time that the government must actually step into to look at these issues and see how we could quickly address them before it turns out to be something different from what it is now. If you check the social media, you discover that people argue based on religious line, people argue based on ethnic line, people argue based on regional line, and this kind of division is actually not good for a nation. It's not good for a country that is actually faced with this kind of challenge, because the insecurity alone is already a very big problem. But where a country in itself, the citizens of a country in itself are so divided on those borderlines, it becomes very difficult for progress to be made. I'm saying this because it is very good that we'll make efforts towards dealing with insecurity. But as a nation, we must also make effort towards uniting ourselves, working on the citizens, working on the orientation of the citizens. And I feel this is a very, very important call to Mr. President to look at through the National Orientation Agency, through all the religious bodies, look at how they can work on some very strange ideas that has actually been spreading online. What do I mean by ideas? This concept of any decision being made in Nigeria is always made to favor some region, to favor some religion, to favor some ethnicity and all that. If we don't look at that, in the long run, we'll be confronted with a more bigger problem than what we are actually facing now. And I want to call on Mr. President to sit down with traditional leaders, some key government agencies that are saddled with the responsibility of reaching out to people. Sit down with traditional rulers, sit down with religious leaders, both from the Muslim and the Christian side. Call some prominent preachers in Nigeria, both from the Islamic and the Christian side, and then discuss, because these are people that have influence over their communities and the people that listen to them. So government must, as a matter of urgency, call all these individuals involved, sit down with them and tell them, you need to preach to your people. Whatever you're saying, make sure you put the interest of this country being together as your first priority.